And we go. What's up, everybody? Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? And we go. What's up, guys? How is my TTG crew? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Oh, Wolf, we got echoes going on.
That was just the lag.
I know, the lag.
Yeah.
The lag. What's up, guys? Michael Edward here, head trader at True Trading Group. Joining me tonight is the Wolf of Wheat Street himself, Jason Spadafora. We've got a very exciting recap for you guys tonight. Nice, Sean. Yes. Sean, Mike Kamen, Chris, Brandon, Frank, Jay, Eric, Status, Mr. D, Smoke, JD, Joe, what's up? Bud Lee, Pavlo, Paul, I love it. My YouTube crew, 2%, Sizzler, what's up? Samaj, what's up, guys? My man Glenny, what's up, Glenny? Our Hirsch, what's up, brother? How is everybody tonight? Nice, our Hirsch. Happy birthday, man. Enjoy that vacation. You deserve it. Jag, what's up, Jag? AJ, what's up? Big Bala, my man. Antoine, what's up? Ryan G. Martin, Ridgewood, Rod, Isaac, John B in the house. Travis, Mike D, bro, what's up? Wayne, Napster. Oh, I love it. Flip, what's up, Flip? I love it. I love seeing my TTG fan, man. You guys are awesome. I love that you guys take the time to join me on these live streams. I love seeing TTG members that are on these live streams with me because it really shows your dedication to really getting good at this skill, because you guys are with me all day long in chat. You guys we go over the recaps in chat. We go over lessons in chat. We're trading in real time in chat. And still at the end of the day, you're still joining me on these live streams because the more that you have these conversations, the more questions that you ask, the more time that you spend looking at charts, listening to my analysis, the more you're going to start to pick this stuff up on your own. And that's how you guys learn. Repetition, repetition, repetition. So I commend each and every single one of the TGG fam for being on these live streams with me and the Wolf, even though you guys spend the whole day in chat with us. Another great day today. I have U1 to thank for it. Big win trading U1. Like $8 a share on my final take profit. Again, another round of short squeeze on U1. If you guys remember, 2 days ago, I crushed U1. One of my bigger days in a while was 2 days ago when we traded U1, not once but twice, and now we nailed it again today. And this is still back on my watch list tomorrow as well. And we're going to see if this thing can give us some follow through even tomorrow. But we got tremendous follow through there today. Was a big win. But what the topic that we're going to discuss here, guys, in the beginning of this live stream is with the Wolf, Jason Spadafora. Jason, say what's up, bro.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
So, guys, I'm going to go over with you, or the Wolf is going to go over with you on this live stream, in the beginning of this live stream, a monster option trade that he made in Roku. Now, it was one hell of a call. I mean, he called this thing out perfectly 3 days ago. Just 3 days ago? 2 days ago?
3 days ago.
Yeah, it was Monday, I think. Wasn't it Monday or?
Yeah, it was Monday, and we played it the week before.
Right.
And crushed it that week as well.
Yeah.
And then, that just kind of confirmed once we got right back to where, I'll show it on the chart.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really go time for this.
Yeah, we're gonna break this down, guys. The Wolf made a ridiculous call 3 days ago on Roku. He was spot on on this Roku call. And not just call, but also Roku call options. And Roku has exploded over the last 3 days. And the wolf has been all over it. Made a real nice chunk of change on it, but also left a ton on the table. So this is the live stream that we're going to talk about here is going to be twofold. We're going to talk about some mental and some psychological lessons, and then we're also going to talk about some technical lessons. For those of you that trade options or are interested in trading options, you guys really want to make sure you pay attention to this live stream when the wolf is breaking down his trade, because this was a 6-figure potential trade on Roku. And Jason, the wolf, he sold out a little early on this trade, so was not able to quite capitalize on a 6-figure trade. But what I'm going to talk to you about on this live stream is how to deal with missing a 6-figure trade. He still crushed it. But if he had held on to some of the position, he probably would have walked away with $120,000, $150,000 profit. So it would have been more. He probably would have been pushing $200,000 profit on this trade. I'm telling you guys, this was a monster trade, and he missed out on probably $200,000 of profit. Like I said, still crushed the trade, but if he had stayed in it, you could have been looking at maybe $175,000, $200,000 profit on the day. So what we're going to talk about in this live stream is I'm going to have Jason walk you through his Roku trade. I want you to hear directly from him the analysis on the trade, why he selected the option that he did, what strike price, what expiration date, and have him walk you through his entry, his exits, and why he did what he did. And then we're going to roll over. Once we get through the technical part of that trade, we're going to roll over and we're going to start to talk about how to deal with mentally leaving that kind of money on the table. More money than most, 2 or 3 times the amount of money that the average American makes in a year, Jason left on the table in one day. Again, still crushed the trade. But if he stayed in, he probably could have pulled out, $200,000 on the trade, okay, instead of what he was able to walk away with, which was still fantastic. So that's what we're going to talk about first. Then we're going to get into my U1 trade. I traded U1 today, caught about $8 a share on my position. We're going to talk to you guys about that trade later in the day. But in the meantime, I'm going to give a couple of minutes. We're going to let a few people log on to the live stream just like we do every day. I'm going to start things off with a quick Q&A session. For those of you that have any questions, guys, specifically not about Roku, not about U1, because we're going to talk about Roku options and we're going to talk about U1. If you guys are interested in trading options or you do trade options, this is going to be a great live stream for you because the Wolf is, in my opinion, one of the best option traders that I know, and this Roku trade proves that. So, the Wolf is someone that I have gone to because I'm a stock trader first. I'll trade options. I do trade options, but I'm a stock trader at heart first. So the Wolf is someone that I'll even bounce option ideas off of. He bounces stock ideas off of me. I bounce option ideas off of him. So you guys are going to have the opportunity to really hear his analysis when it comes to an option trade. And then we're going to be talking about, you guys can have an opportunity to do some one-on-ones with Jason if you guys want to start to talk about option trading and you're looking to get into option trading. Okay? So before we get into the Roku trade, before we get into the U1 trade, I'm going to open the floor up. Guys, fire away. Quick little Q&A session. I'll do maybe 15, 20 minutes of Q&A, and then we're going to dive right into the Roku trade. Raise up. Yes, I do trade options. Raise up. I did not follow the Roku trade. I did not trade the Roku trade. I wish I did because it would have been a 6-figure trade. But I did not trade the Roku trade. I wish that I did. I should have followed the Wolf in on this one. So unfortunately, I did not trade it. But yes, Raise, I do trade options. I trade stocks more than I trade options. But I also do trade options. Okay, I do trade them. I like options. But I'm a stock trader first. So like the difference between me and Jason, I'm a stock trader that also trades options. Jason is an options trader that also trades stocks. That's the difference. I trade stocks first, options second. Hector Lewis says, hello, I have one question. What do you think about the market right now? The coronavirus is getting back. Is it going to crash? Hector, it's funny you said that. I actually do think the market is going to have a pullback. It's just incredible watching the market just fight this every single day. Every single day, we just watch the market just completely ignore the fact that coronavirus cases are spiking again. And like the market's just like this. The market's just like this. Because I say, as long as the Fed is there to have my back, it doesn't matter. And I think, honestly, guys, I'm going to say this to you now. I'm a little concerned with the amount of spikes that I'm seeing across the country. And I think the market is in a state of euphoria and a nothing can stop the market type of mentality. And I always think that's a very dangerous place to be. This reminds me a lot of where the market was in early February before the coronavirus sell-off took place. You had parts of the Chinese economy shutting down. You had the spread going all across China. But yet the U.S. market still made new all-time highs basically every day for the first half of the month of February. It was unjustifiable euphoria. It was illogical strength. And the market had the sense of nothing can stop us. We're going higher. And obviously, you guys know how that played out. I feel like the market is starting to have that type of sensation again, where it's like nothing can stop it. We've got the Fed. The market's going to keep pushing higher. I personally think that within the next month, I think we're going to see another sell-off. I don't think the sell-off is going to be as violent as it was in March because you do have the Fed to give you that backstop. But I really do think the market's going to have a pullback here. I think there's way more risk to the downside. I think if you had said, okay, what's the probability of the markets pulling back to 280 or pushing up to 330? I'd say that there's a much greater possibility we drop to 280 than we do push to 330, 340. So, I was actually considering like taking like 10 or 20 grand, dropping it into some put options, like a month expiration out and just let it ride and just say to myself, I'm going to risk 10 to 20 grand. If I'm wrong, I lose all of it. If I'm right, I'll walk away with $200,000 to $400,000 in profit if that trade triggers. And it's something that I'm starting to even consider because kind of like an all or nothing trade and go like a month or so out just because I just, if these cases continue to spread, I just think that we're going to have a day where the Wall Street's going to wake up and they're going to say, holy shit, the coronavirus is worse than it was in March. And I think you're going to see a lot of people start to take profits off the table. And I think you might see out of nowhere, you just get this 2 or 3 day sell-off that catches everybody off guard, catches everybody by surprise. I think that there's a much greater chance of that happening than we just push back to all-time highs. So that's where I'm at now, Hector, to answer your question. So I have not put a trade like that on yet. It'd be a longer term swing. It'd be probably like a month hold. I have not put that trade on yet. If I do, obviously you guys will know about it because I'll make a video or a live stream and we'll talk about the trade and I'll let you guys know what options specifically that I buy. I might buy call options in the VIX. I might buy put options in the SPY. I haven't decided yet, but it is a trade idea that I'm really starting to consider.
Yeah, and what you guys need to understand is the Fed has created, they're basically creating a bubble, an asset bubble within a recession, which has never happened before. What you guys need to understand is, and I think we're starting to kind of see some of that fatigue in the market where, like, I had calls today in the SPY, and I've never been in a position in the SPY trading options where the option just wasn't moving, like, period. It wasn't really swinging back and forth. It was just bleeding, and everybody that I listen to, good or bad, is everybody's kind of saying the same thing, but they're not trying to sound the alarm and be, nobody wants to spook the market. Nobody wants to stick their neck out. except for maybe a couple of guys. But they're not wrong. But at the same time, it's really hard. You know, we're not going to know we're going to go down until it starts to really happen.
Right.
You know, the one time where we thought, okay, this could be the pullback, the Fed came and said, oh, we're going to buy, you know, corporate bonds. And we made that silly move, and that was Monday.
Yep.
Right?
We should have sold off on that Monday. We should have sold off on that on Monday.
So, you know, it's a real peculiar situation, you know, where you can look, and you don't even have to trade options to see this, but you should look at options. You should look at open interest in some of these options that are a little further out. I mean, I look every night. I try and find something that looks a little peculiar. You know, in 2018, in September, when the SPY hit 293, on that day, somebody bought $2 million worth of put options for December. They bought 230 and 240 put options. And everybody was like, what the hell is that? And then October 22nd, those things started to pay and pay big.
Huge.
And that person probably walked away with like 30, 40 million bucks.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of pay attention to some of the, you know, open interest. And this is stuff that in the courses, you know, you learn about. They're not, you know, open interest is not necessarily, hey, it's not a magic bullet. Like, oh, this is where it's going. But it's another, you know, indicator that you can use to verify like a AAA setup.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, guys, I just I think that it's a trade I'm probably going to put on. I'm probably going to go like a month expiration out. I'm going to probably buy like 10 or 20 grand worth. And I'm just going to sit on it. And if I'm wrong, I'll, you know, obviously the position will be worthless if I'm wrong. But if I'm right, you know, that 20 grand can turn into 400, you know, if I'm right and we do get some aggressive sell-off like that. So I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know if I put that trade on. But Curtis says, Mike, what are you hiding under that hat? Are you bald? No, I actually have a very full head of hair. I am not balding at all. I'll let you guys, here you guys can see. Okay, I have a full head of hair. I just like hats. I played baseball my entire life, and I've always worn hats. So, so here there's my hair. You guys can see me with no hat on. But
he's Italian. We don't go bald.
Yeah, I'm Italian. Italians don't go bald. But good stuff. Let me see, guys. What other questions do we have here? Let's see. I'm not sure yet, guys. Like, I don't know what strike I'm gonna do. I think my expiration will have to be at least a month out. As far as strike price, I don't know yet. You know, I really don't know yet. You know, maybe like a 300 strike, or I'm not sure yet. Okay, like I said, I will definitely let you guys know if and when I put this trade on. But I want you to just realize it will be an all or nothing trade. Like if you make this trade, you're going to be risking, you know, almost your entire position. Because if we're wrong and the market goes back to 325, 330, the position is going to be worthless. So you have to understand that you're risking like 90%, 100% of your position to potentially make 800%, 1,000%, maybe more if the trade actually does trigger. So the risk reward will be there, but just make sure you understand you might be risking your entire position. It's that type of trade. Okay, it's that type of trade. So I'll let you guys know if I put the trade on. I'll let you guys know.
I mean, look, guys, I'm definitely looking at that trade. You know, and you could actually put it out. Like, see, I wouldn't go a month. Like, if I had to do it tomorrow, I wouldn't go a month. I'd go 2 months. I'd be gunning for late August. Okay. And the reason being, in late August, there's a bunch of other risk that can trigger. So you have, people having to pay their mortgages, the stimulus for individual families ending, and a bunch of other stuff on top of coronavirus and whatever else gets thrown at us.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean. Tell her I said thanks. Random Motion says, how do you overcome the fear of trading larger positions? Good question, Random Motion. Let me talk about this for a moment. And then we're going to get into the Roku trade. When it comes time for you to trade larger positions, you have to grow to that point incrementally. Okay, I didn't just start trading with the position size that I trade with now, and I trade with large size. Okay, but I didn't just start trading with that. I had to work my way up to that point. The way for you to increase your position size correctly, Random Motion, is, so obviously, I'll do a quick rundown. Let's say you start trading. You're brand new. You just start trading. You have to figure out what's a dollar amount you're comfortable risking each trade. Let's say that number for you is $100. Making up a number, okay? Let's say you're comfortable risking $100 per trade. So your position size every trade is going to be such that if you get stopped out, you're going to lose $100. Okay, so your position size is going to change every trade because every trade is a different price stock. Every trade has different volatility. Every trade is going to have a different distance to your stop loss. Your stop loss needs to be set based on where it needs to be on the chart pattern, not where you want it to be. Your stop loss has to be where it belongs on the chart pattern, depending on the setup and the pattern that you're trading. So if you have a specific pattern, whatever support level is holding that pattern intact, your stop loss will be directly below it. Then you're going to say, okay, if I'm only going to risk $100, then you're going to adjust your position size so that if you get stopped out at that level, below that support level, you're going to lose $100. Great. So now that that's your risk, you're trading, you're learning, you're getting better, you're making money, and you've proven to yourself consistency for about 2 to 3 months. Let's say 2 to 3 months go by, you're having consistency, you're green. All 3 of those months, you feel good, you feel confident. You say, Mike, you know what? I feel really good. I'm trading really well. I'm consistently profitable. I want to start to trade with bigger size. First thing you have to say to yourself is, it's not about trading bigger size. It's about trading with bigger risk. I can enter a $10,000 option trade in the SPY, and I can be risking $5,000. I can put a $50,000 position on a small cap and be risking $5,000. And I can put a $500,000 position on a large cap and be risking $5,000. So you can see with 10,000, 50,000, 500,000, completely different position sizes, I can still have the same risk. So that's why the proper way for you to say it is, I want to increase my risk per trade. The way for you to do this, which obviously will in turn increase your position size, but your position size is going to vary based on the trade. So the proper way to say it is, I want to increase my risk per trade. So what you're going to do then is you're going to say, okay, I want you to increase your risk by 25%. So now instead of you risking $100 per trade, you're going to risk $125 per trade. The reason why you do that is because you want to make sure that you're not jumping ahead of yourself and going from going from $100 risk to $200 risk. You don't want to do that because that's too big of a jump. And if you double your risk like that, there's a greater chance that your emotions start to take over because you're uncomfortable with this new risk. The other thing you don't want to do is make sure that as soon as you increase your position size, you make a couple losing trades and you just wiped out 2 weeks of profit. You don't want that to happen. If that happens to you, it's not just a profit issue, a mental and psychological issue will arise where you now start to doubt yourself. You lost your confidence. You get frustrated. You have a greater chance of revenge trading. And that can send you down a spiraling path of self-destruction. So you want to stay away from doing those type of things. That's why I have all of our TG members, when they come to me and they say, Mike, I've been profitable, consistent, I'm ready to increase my size. I say, okay, you do so by bumping your risk up 25%. Then do that. Trade for 2 weeks, okay, with that new risk. See how you feel. You should not feel any different than you did previously when you were risking $100 a trade. You should not feel any different. Keep trading, show yourself consistency, prove to yourself your emotions are not getting in the way. That'll tell you that that position size is enough for you to manage. Then you bump it up another 25%. And then you trade for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, prove to yourself consistency that your emotions are not getting in the way. Boom, bumping up another 25%. And you keep climbing that ladder step by step by step until eventually you will get to a point where you enter the trade and now all of a sudden you're going to feel different. Your heart's going to be racing, your legs going to be shaking, you're going to be sweating, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be like hunched over, staring at your computer screen. That's when you're going to know, okay, I've reached my limit. This is too much size. At that moment, you drop back down to that previous tier, and then you stay there. Stay there for 2 to 3 months. Prove to yourself consistency, and then start that process again. Bump up by 25%, 25%, 25%. Oh, you feel uncomfortable. Drop back down. Stay there for a couple months. Bump yourself up. And you keep doing that throughout your career until you get to where you can be potentially in 7-figure positions. I didn't just start trading with this position size. I worked my way up the ladder by being consistently profitable, bumping up my risk, and then that's how you climb the ladder when it comes time to increase your position size. Okay? A lot of traders do this wrong. A lot of traders increase their size too far, too fast, and they end up really getting themselves into trouble. Don't ever just start doubling your position size. That's way too much. Your emotions will take over, and God forbid you take a couple losses, you're going to wipe out 2 weeks of profit. Okay? So I hope that answers your question, but that's the proper way for you to start trading with bigger position size or bigger risk per trade. I hope that makes sense to you guys.
Or, for me, my risk is sometimes defined by, especially with options, right? If let's say, for 3 days, I just start crushing it with options, then my risk, it increases. I'll put more in, but I'm also able to stay in the trade longer because I know how much house money I'm using. And, that's why I'm always quick to take profit. And on slow days, I'll only play with profit. I won't play with my money. I'll play with, house money. And, everything that Mike said, and there's different ways to do it. It's like if you play craps, you take money, and then, okay, I'm going to leave this here because it's their money, and that money can only grow. And if it goes away, oh well, just rinse and repeat.
Right. Guys, all of this, specifically talking about increasing your position size, all of this stuff is covered in the trader psychology courses on the website. Guys, I'm telling you, the trader psychology courses on their own, I think, are well worth the price of admission. Never mind all the rest of the courses, the chat room, the blog, the mobile app, the stock screener, the stock profile section, the analyst report section. Never mind all of that. The trader psychology courses on their own have single-handedly changed traders' results in True Trading Group. I'm not exaggerating in the slightest bit. A couple TG members that are on the live stream right now, you guys comment about the trader psychology courses. Let guests know how game-changing the trader psychology courses really are. I guarantee guarantee you, after you taking the trader psychology courses, you will be a better trader than you were prior. Because trading is 80% mental. It has everything to do with controlling your emotions, thinking more robotic, and the trader psychology courses teach you to do exactly that. If I had said to you, TTG members now, if I said to them, guys, I'm just going to sell the trader psychology courses for $1,089 because that's the course, that's the price of a 1-year subscription to the entire website. If I said I'm only going to give the trader psychology courses, members would probably be like, you know what, Mike, it's worth it on its own. That's how awesome the trader psychology courses really are. I told you guys many times before, I've done surveys with members. What's your favorite course? The most common answer is trader psychology. It is, I'm telling you, you are a completely different trader after you take those courses. I spent a lot of time putting those courses together because I think the trader psychology courses are the single most important aspect of a trader's development and progression. Once you get past seeing a chart, once you get past technical analysis and say, this is support, this is resistance, here's my stop loss, here's my profit targets, this is a bull flag, this is a head and shoulders. Once you get past that, like after you've been trading for 5 years or 10 years, and then all of a sudden you're trading for 15 or 20, it's not like your technical analysis from year 10 to year 12 just becomes so much more thorough and detailed and accurate. That what changes as a trader as you get deeper, technical analysis is the very beginning of your trading career. Understanding charts, understanding identifying patterns, those are the first 3 years of your trading progression and development. Once you get past those first 2 to 3 years of understanding technical analysis, then you move on to mental discipline and mental maturity that will take your trading to the next level. It's not a more detailed understanding of technical analysis. That's why I'm telling you the difference between great traders and average traders is mental discipline and trader psychology. I cannot stress this enough to you, how important these courses are for your development and success as a trader. It's what made the difference for me. I was an emotional wreck when I worked at the hedge fund. I never had a problem with big winners, but I also had very big losses because I was a mental nutcase. I was young. I thought I was hot shit. I was working at a hedge fund, making killer money. I won a Trader of the Year award. I was the youngest junior portfolio manager at my hedge fund. I thought my shit didn't stink. And I refused to admit that I was ever wrong on a trade. I got very arrogant, and that cost me a lot of money. And it wasn't until my mentor, who was my senior portfolio manager at the time, who was my boss, it wasn't until he helped break down my emotions, humble me as a trader, and help me to get my anger under control. I've told this story many times. I'm going to tell this story again. TTG members already know the story that I'm about to tell. We call it the keyboard story in chat. Everyone loves when I tell this story, but this is a true story. This is how much of an emotional wreck I was when I was younger. I was sitting at my desk. I was in a very large position. News came out. I got stuck in a position. The stock just started to tank. I had a big position. I couldn't get out of the position quickly, like fast enough, because the stock was dropping so fast. And I had such a big position, multiple 7 figures, and I couldn't get myself out of the position. And I got so frustrated that every time I tried to scale out of my position in a chunk, the market would drop. I would try again. The market would drop. I got so frustrated. I stood up from my desk and I snapped my keyboard right in half. All the buttons, like the keys on the keyboard, they all went flying. Mind you, I'm still in this position. I didn't get out of the position, but now I have no keyboard to execute my trade. So now I'm stuck in the position. So I stand up on the trading floor. I scream to our IT guy, this guy Ruben, who's like a 6'6", 300-pound dude. And I scream, Ruben, I need a fucking keyboard. Ruben comes running down. Now imagine 6'6", 300-pound guy running down the trading floor with a keyboard to hook it up so I can get out of my position before the loss gets any worse. And as soon as I exited my position, the second I was out, my boss stands up and goes, Mike, get off the floor. He kicked me off the trading floor. I sat in the trader's lounge for the rest of the day. After the close, he comes into the trader's lounge and talks to me for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. That talk changed my life. And that talk changed my life because not only did it change my trading, but my trading then started to skyrocket to the next level. And once I got my trading under control and my emotions under control, that's when my P&L started to skyrocket. That's when I matured, developed, and progressed as a trader. And the rest is history. Fast forward several years, 15 years later, or now that happened. I've been trading 16 years. That happened about 14 years ago. I was at the hedge fund for like 2 years when that happened. Okay. And that changed the whole direction and course of the rest of my life. So, and that was just a 2-hour conversation. Imagine you go through the entire trader psychology courses on the website. I'm telling you guys, this is not an exaggeration. The trader psychology courses will change your trading forever. Guarantee it. Okay. And that's why this live stream, I really want to take the time to talk to you about Jason's monster Roku trade so we can talk about options, because I get a lot of people that ask me about options. A lot of people want to learn how to trade options, and it's the perfect time for us to talk about trader psychology and the monster Roku trade. Now, if you guys, okay, before I let Jason get into his Roku trade, okay, if you guys are interested in the trader psychology courses, I want you guys to take advantage of a 34% discount on a 1-year membership plan to True Trading Group. The trader psychology courses, as well as the entire rest of the TTG curriculum, are included in your membership for free. Okay, for free. So if you guys sign up tonight before midnight, you're going to get a 34% discount plus a one-on-one mentor session with Jason the Wolf himself. You guys can talk about trading options. You can talk about risk management. But if you guys really want to start to learn options, schedule your one-on-one with the Wolf and get the entire course curriculum for free. Use the coupon code TTGWOLF6. That's TTGWOLF6. TTGWOLF6. That's going to get you a 34% discount plus a free one-on-one mentor session with the Wolf himself if you sign up by midnight tonight. That will get you 1-year access to the chat room where we share our screen. Jason and I are on the microphone all day long, calling out our trades, breaking down our analysis, telling you what we're going to do before we do it. That's also going to get you 1-year access to the mobile app. The mobile app, you download it on your phone or your tablet, and you guys can watch the screen share. You can listen to the audio analysis. You can fob along with the trade alerts because the app gives you real-time push notifications every time we enter and exit a trade. So if you guys are on the go, you're at work, you're busy driving in the car, whatever it is, by having the mobile app, you can fob along with everything that we're doing in real time. There's no delays. It's real time. Every time we enter or exit a trade, you know about it instantly. Okay? And with that membership comes the entire TTG curriculum. I already told you about the trader psychology courses, part 1 and part 2. They are TTG members' favorite courses in the entire curriculum. I highly recommend you guys go through them. I'm telling you, they're going to change your trading. They're going to change your whole outlook and perspective on trading. But in addition to the trader psychology courses, you're getting the beginner and foundation stock trading courses, which will start you off from day 1. You guys have never traded before. It'll start you off from day 1. You have the advanced stock trading courses, which gets into the more detailed stuff that I learned working at a hedge fund. Indicators, setups, risk management, tier trading, all of that is going to be in the advanced course section. You also have intro to options, which will teach you guys how to trade call and put options, okay, which Jason does on a lot of his one-on-ones. He really talks to people about, getting started trading options. You also have advanced option course, which talks to you about more advanced strategies, straddles, strangles, debit spreads, credit spreads, iron condors, etc. Okay, and then of course the trader psychology courses. All of that is included for free with your membership when you use the coupon code TTGWOLF6. Okay, and if you guys sign up by midnight tonight, you will get included a free one-on-one mentor session with the Wolf. So you guys can talk about risk management, trader psychology, options, whatever you guys want to discuss. My opinion, he's one of the best option traders that I know. He's someone that I go to for option advice. So if I'm telling you I go to him for option advice, I suggest that you all do the same. Okay, again, that's coupon code TTGWOLF6. With that said, I want to turn the floor and the stage over to Jason. I'm going to let him talk to you guys about his Roku trade. It was a monster trade. He was all over it 3 days ago and how he left 6 figures on the table. And then we're going to talk about trader psychology, how to deal with that. So Jason, Go ahead, Bo. I'm going to pull up the Roku chart, and I'll go through this trade with you as you're breaking down your trade and your analysis.
All right, sounds good. Okay, everybody. Well, I'm back. So, it's not a surprise that we're talking a lot about trader psychology tonight. Okay, this is actually something that today, at one point in the day, I jumped on the mic and started to talk about it. I wasn't, on the mic for my own therapy. It was, to basically let everybody know how and why you need to get past it. Okay? And we'll get to that. So, Roku. Now, I believe the last time we did this, when it was just, coffee talk with the wolf, I don't know where Mike was. I think it was it was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. I was talking about Roku. All right? If you've seen any of my other live streams, I was talking about Roku. Now, why was I talking about Roku? One of the questions I saw earlier was, well, how did you know to get into this trade? All right? So first we're going to start with how I spotted it. Okay? Now, I always tell people during the one-on-one that, I am not like Mike. I am not somebody that, can, I'm not going to be able to pick out like a Hammurabi or the hammer candles or any of these, the TTG triangle. I'm not that guy. I'm somebody that, through my own method, I watch the tape. What that means is I watch exactly how the stock trades. Every single tick for hours and hours and hours. I'm doing that all day. All right? And I'm not just watching that stock. I'm watching other stocks. I'm looking for cause and effect. Is the SPY pulling this stock? Is Apple pulling this stock? Is its comparable competitor pulling this stock? The reason that I wanted to get into Roku was after we had that monster pullback on, Thursday, Roku was just being Roku. I mean, it pulled back, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't getting crushed like everything else. In a sense, it was operating completely on its own from the SPY, from Apple, from all of that macro environment. And given how everything's been trading, and honestly, I hate a rising tide lifts all ships. I hate that trading. I want things to trade in their range based off of their own fundamentals and all that good stuff. But right now, the textbook is out the window. So Roku. So I got into this trade last week. Great, crushed it. I think we had it for TTG Tuesday. It ended up going 500%. But that was last week.
Right.
Who cares about last week? All right? And it made the move from 106. I started stalking it again when it was at 102. Then we got into the 103 calls, and I think this was 2 weeks ago. Sold them at 106. Then we wanted to get then we got into the 112s. We ended up hitting, sold a little early, but it pulled back. Fast forward, now we're at this week. On Tuesday, was it Tuesday? What's today? Today's Thursday, right? Wow. So 2 days ago, so TTG Tuesday. I was looking at the 110 calls. We were at 106, 107, and we had pulled back from 112. And now, from watching the tape so much, I was like, man, it's just bounced around. I know that this is a cult stock. this isn't going below 100. I like the risk reward. So then 2 days ago, I'm going to go into the 110 calls this week. I think it could go to 112. I'm not going to push it. So I put in a bid. I got on the microphone and told everybody this is where I'm bidding. Which, looking back, I think a lot of people got my contracts, but I'm okay with it. I was bidding $2.20 on the weekly Roku calls, the ones that expire tomorrow. I had a bid of 50 at 220 and a bid of 50 at 2. All right, so all in, call it $21,000. It gets to my bid, and I'm getting excited. It doesn't fill. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to chase it. It'll come back down. A bunch of members in TTG hit it. They're like, yeah, I like my chances. And then it just started to go. It ends up going to, $3, pulls back, and I'm like, I don't want to chase it because I'm trying to get size. And this is where, your risk management comes into play. Am I willing to risk 30 grand on this trade? No. I'm willing to risk 20. You say, well, why don't you just hit the ask if you're confident in the trade? Because that's a really bad system to get into. That'll end up costing you more money in the long run. So that's why I didn't do it. But then I start realizing, okay, this is starting to become a little bit of a beast. And I jump back on the mic, and I ask Mike, and I ask Jason Simmons, and I go, listen, I'm remembering this price action. Can you guys just confirm it? I'm going completely by memory.
Yeah.
I'm like, this thing cracks 112, and it's going to 116, 117. And I said, and I'm looking at the 115 calls, and they're $1.20. And I'm like, I don't want. I'm like, I'm gonna feel like a real idiot if I buy these and this pulls back. So people end up grabbing 115 calls. I'm still not in this trade. I had like tons of profit from the other one. I'm just trying to be as patient as possible because I know Roku. I'm like, it usually will give you a pullback. Well, guess what, folks? It never pulled back. It ends up going to 120. That day, those $2.20 calls that I was trying to get ended up going to $11.60. Now, to put that in perspective, that's just the first day. That's $96,000 profit.
In one day.
Right? Let me put it in simpler terms. If you only bought one call option, let's say you chased it at 250, you were making $950 profit on just buying one option. So, then comes yesterday. So yesterday I'm like, look, it's going to have problems at 123. I'm like, I'm expecting it to pull back, and I'm just going to be patient with it. So I was like, you know what? I know what this can do, and I know the cult of Roku. And when I say the cult of Roku, I'm talking about all of the followers and everybody that says just buy the dip, this thing's going to the moon. It's a cult. It's a cult stock. It's also a good company, it turns out. On top of that, there's news of a buyout. Well, there's a rumor of a buyout from Google. All this stuff is factoring into my thesis. So now I say to everybody, and this is yesterday, I am going to buy 125 calls for next week, not this week, next week. And it was at 355, and I said, look, I go, the trade from yesterday is screwing with my head. You can get this cheaper. I said, you can get this cheaper. I am expecting to buy this cheaper. But just in case, I am going to own shares of Roku no matter what. So I get into my position. I buy 25% of the position I would have bought. And sure enough, it ends up going almost to 4. And I'm going to take a little profit, and it pulls right back. Pulls back the rest of the day. It goes all the way down to 275. And I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm just watching. I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy it on string. It makes that move. I end up buying the rest of my position at $3. All right. Again, the market's doing what the market does. Roku pre-market is actually gapping up slightly. So off the open now, Roku has a tendency, when you trade it, it'll make this big move in the first 2 minutes and then immediately pull back. So I'm waiting for it. Now, I wanted to buy the stock originally at $3, or the contract at $3. Now, this is the 125 call for June 26th, so next week. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get rid of all that stock I got at 355. So I ended up selling it between 355 and 395. Just get it out of the way. Make me feel better about the trade. Give me more confidence to stay in. Okay? It goes, I sell it, it pulls back. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll pull back a little bit more. And it just doesn't. And it all of a sudden starts to run. I top tick the move in the first 5 minutes. I end up selling the remainder of my position at 465. And I'm feeling good about it. I got $1.65 on it. That's a lot when you're talking options. So for 100 options, that's 16 grand, to give you an idea. So I'm pretty fucking psyched.
Mm.
And I'm like, it's going to pull back. I jump on the mic. I go, it's going to pull back. Now, I go, I'm not going to reload the 125s. I'm going to reload the 123s, same date. I want to pay for this less than what I sold my 125s for. Because I'm going to have the same amount of time, but a strike that's $2 less. I put bids at 405, 410, 395, 390, all the way down, just trying to catch it. Never get filled. It ends up going down there, but what I said to everybody when I got on the mic was, look for this under 425. I got a little cute with it. I thought that I was going to get filled, so I was fine, but I was like, I don't think it'll get away from me. You know, if I have to buy it at 425, so be it. And when I saw I wasn't getting filled, I was like, okay, I need to just market order this. I literally go to put the order in, and it's $5. And I'm like, I can't. I jump on the mic, I'm like, I can't buy it. I'm like, I'm not going to pay an extra 10 grand for this when 30 seconds ago it was $4. I'm going to wait.
Guys, Jason, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Guys, I'm laughing as Jason is telling you guys this story because obviously I'm in chat with him all day long. Everything I'm literally hearing the exact same thing because he said all of this on the mic in chat over the last 3 days. This is like a verbatim play-by-play. This was one of the most ridiculous option calls that I've seen in a while. It's like every time he was like, Roku's going to push, it pushed. Every time he's like, it's going to pull back, it pulled back. He's like, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to wait for the pullback. I'll reload. It did exactly that. And I'm like, it was surgical. It was surgical. Like, it was watching him call out this trade. Like, and I mean, guys, not for nothing. Like, I don't get impressed a lot, and I'll only say this once because I don't want to blow his head up too much. But this is one of the best option calls that I've seen in a long time. And I was just kind of sitting there like, damn, Jay. Like, okay. It was spot on. It was so much fun to watch. I hope you guys are following along with what he's saying, because this really was a thing of beauty. I'm laughing like as you're saying, because I'm remembering like in chat, like you talking about it. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So at this point, now Roku's at $123, and it was just a straight up candle. If you go on the intraday, are you on the intraday?
Yes.
It was just like boom, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, and I think I actually yelled Ruben.
Yes, you did.
Ruben! Because this thing just jumped. And guys, you have to look at it from my perspective. I'm trying to buy 100 contracts, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to buy 100 contracts. I've got 16 grand of insurance on it. So it can drop back down to 360 to 340, and I'm fine. And I'm even. Like, for me to lose money, it would have to go, the contract would have to go under 340. So I'm freaking out. I'm just going nuts. But at the same time, I also know that everybody a lot of people in TTG are in the trade. Some of them are still holding their 125s. Some of them sold the 125s and grabbed the 123s. So I'm not like abandoning ship. Like the captain, I'm like, screw this. That's an iceberg. Like, I'm out of here. So then I start saying, okay, look, this is what it's going to do. It's going to test. It's going to, I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to test, 123.87. We're going to break it. We're going to break on volume. We're going to churn. All of a sudden, we break it. We pull back, and then we break it again. The second break, I'm like, this is going to 127, 128.
This was so crazy.
I was like, this is going to 127, 128. I should buy 125s right now, but I just can't justify it. I'm not going to chase. I'm like, I can't. And I was like, dude, and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, dude, just buy like 20, please. I'm like, just buy 20. But they were, now at this point, the option's like $6. And now I'm looking at, I want my size. And the whole time I'm hoping, I'm like, just pull back, come on. I'm like, just give me one of those crazy candles, red candles, so I can just feel better about jumping in. So all of a sudden now we're 123, 124, and I knew once we broke 123 that we were going to 127, because the last time we were in this range, we cut through this whole thing like a knife through butter. And if you see on the chart, it's like, see ya. Yeah. It's like straight up. And I was like, okay, guys, it's going to test 127. And it doesn't just test 127. It stops at 127. And then it pulls back. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get in. And I was like, all right, I'll buy a couple.
Guys, the high of the day, literally, that at the time Jason's talking about, is, I'm showing him on the chart, Jason. The high of the day right there, this is the moment he's talking about, guys, is exactly 127.00. Like this is why I'm laughing, because he said this back here that it's going to go to 127. It went straight to 127, put it on the very dead high, and then here's that little pullback that he's talking about. I'm following along with you guys on the chart so you guys can see what he's talking about. Go ahead, Jay. Keep going.
So 127. I have some dust in my eye for the next time I go on the mic, and I was like, all right, guys, this is gonna go. It's gonna break 128, and it's probably gonna go to 133 next week. Because like it can go to 120 to 133, and then this area kind of gets a little dicey. It can pull back. Blah blah blah. Long story short, that 110 option ends up hitting today $18.85.
Oh my God.
So if you take $2 off of that, you get $16.85. That's $168,500. That's pure profit. Okay, that was just on that one. And look, I would have probably been out of it at $100,000 profit. No problem.
Yeah.
But the 123.
You would have reloaded it.
If I reloaded that 123, I would have had 16 from the first one. And I'll tell you, Roku, there we go. And then I would have made 47,000. Oh no, sorry. I'm sorry, not 47,000. That's wrong. I would have made another $60,000 on the 123 call.
Oh.
So it was a $200,000 loss in my book.
Yeah.
But now here's where, after the 128 hits, I jump on the mic and I was like, look, I want to kind of walk you through this because I'm experiencing this in real time. All right. I was so transfixed on this thing, watching every tick, okay, that I said, guys, you have to really put it out of your mind when you get in this situation. It's going to happen to all of us. And you have to start looking at it as opportunity cost. There were things that I could have gotten into today that usually I'd be looking at and I would have spotted. And it was only until I had this conversation with myself and everybody that, I started to kind of, I needed to kind of bury this. Because you're going to get into these situations. But the only thing, it's a moral victory that I didn't chase. Yeah, great. This is one of those times where, I should have chased, but how do you know?
Right.
Because
exactly.
I'll tell you this, if you make a habit of chasing, and, something like this where you chase is going to make you overconfident chasing. And you are going to give back $200,000. I can promise you that. So, the Roku trade was amazing, right? But that's how it goes, man. The thing and this is what really pissed me off about the whole thing. It wasn't the money. Honestly, it really wasn't the money. Like, I swear to God, it wasn't the money. It was the fact that for weeks, I have been waiting for this trade. I have been stalking Roku. I have been making money on it, just taking my profit, doing everything right, and coming back with all this insurance to be confident to throw 20, to throw 40, $1,000 into a trade all at once. I could have thrown $2,000 into it, in hindsight, or, $4,000 and been really happy. But the fact that I had done all this work and spent so much time just watching every single tick and then miss that opportunity and didn't trust my better judgment to just get into the trade is really what pissed me off. And this is where the trader psychology really comes into play for everybody. And like Mike said, trading, learning the technicals and everything, that's the beginning. People think that that's like the end. No, not by a long shot. You have to have like ice water in your veins, like, all the cliches, like mental toughness. You've got to be a robot, basically. You don't learn that on your own. You need to see it in practice. You need to see it. You need to see other people fail. You need to see other people succeed. You need to see all of this. And that way you can take that information and then apply it to your own trades. So the Roku trade, it was a great trade. Now, where I will be pissed is if they do get bought out by Google, because then I'm just...
Oh, forget it. It'll be $200 a share will be the buyout. They'll probably pay such a premium on that thing. It'll be ridiculous.
Yeah. So, a lot of TTG members, made a lot of money on that. It saved a lot of weeks for them. Like, I got a lot of messages like, yo, that Roku trade saved me. I'm happy. I really am happy. And I'm glad that I could, walk them through. And that's the thing about TTG, right? If you were in any other chat group and they missed it, they would have just been like, all right, I'm taking the rest of the day off. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, true.
I've stuck with it. At that point, and I said this, I was like, guys, I'm staying on this because I'm living vicariously through you guys.
Yeah.
And guys, trust me, I'm not the only one that had seller's remorse. People sold this thing at 125 and were like, it went up another 100%. I was like, what can you do? Like, nobody goes broke taking profit. Like, I should be very happy with the trades in Roku that I've had over the last 3 weeks because they've been monsters. This one was just like, the white whale. So,
yeah, that's a really good point, guys, that Jason brings up. That just kind of tells you the kind of community that we are in TTG, and the kind of and really just to show you how serious Jason and I take the fact that you guys consider us mentors and look at us as mentors, because even when Jason was already out of the Roku trade and he already made a lot of money, but he was missing this. Okay, this was the part of the move that he missed that he could have made another, $100,000 on. Okay, he nailed this move. Okay, reloaded it in there, but then he missed that. Okay, but there were still TTG members that were in the trade. And even though Jason's not in it, even though he's so frustrated watching how he could have made another $100,000, maybe more, okay, a lot of other people would just throw in the towel, get up, walk away, and not care about anybody other than themselves. But Jason sat there in chat the rest of the day, answering people's questions, coming on the mic, breaking down the analysis, saying, guys, obviously, I'm not in this, but, this would be a profit area. Look for a pull. Like, still walking people through the trade, even though he had already exited, instead of throwing his hands in the air, kicking and screaming about how much money he could be up on the trade, and just not helping anybody else. But because there's members that are still in the trade, that are still looking for guidance, still looking for mentorship, still looking for help on the trade and how they can profit from it, Jason was still sitting there walking people through and answering people's questions. That's what a real mentor does. And that's the difference. That is the difference between other groups and TTG. Honestly, if I can sum it up in like one example, that's it right there. It could have been very easy for Jason to just walked away. I mean, like, oh, guys, I'm pissed off. I'm going for a walk. And let everybody else that's still in the trade fend for themselves. Figure it out on your own, guys. I'm out of here. But no, he sucked it up. He stayed there in chat and answered people's questions and still guided them through that trade. And a lot of TTG members made a boatload of money on this Roku option trade. It was one of the best option calls that I've seen in a long time, because it wasn't just the call. It wasn't just like, hey guys, I'm buying calls. I think the stock's going to go up, and then the stock goes up. That happens all the time. But to be as surgical as he was with the levels and the price points of where I'm taking profit, where I'm reloading my position, where I'm taking profit. Now I'm gonna buy a different option with a different strike price. Here's my entry. Here's my take. Like, this was a 3-day long trade that was honestly a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, I didn't trade it. I was trading U1. I was trading AEMD. Like, I was trading a bunch of different individuals. I was trading TVIX. Like, I was trading other stuff. But watching this trade unfold and listening to Jason break down this trade as it was unfolding in real time was a lot of fun to watch. It's almost like as a professional trader, it's like I really can appreciate something like this. It's kind of like if you're a baseball player, like if you play baseball, you can appreciate a pitcher's duel, a 0-0 game into the 8th inning where both pitchers are dialed in. You can appreciate that as a baseball player. The average fan doesn't want to see that. They want to see 11-8 with 6 home runs, right? But as a baseball player, you can appreciate a pitcher's duel. As a trader, I could really appreciate watching Jason break down this Roku trade. And that's why I felt like the time was perfect to come on, talk about options. We've been getting a lot of messages from the YouTube community specifically, and also on Twitter. Guys, if you're not following me on Twitter, you're going to want to follow me. It's at @MikeEdward_TTG. At @MikeEdward_TTG. Go give me a follow on Twitter. You guys can also follow the Wolf. He's at Wolf of Weed ST. So like Wolf of Weed Street, but Wolf of Weed ST. Follow him on Twitter as well. You'll know it's him. He has a blue check. He's Twitter famous. Okay. So I felt like it was the perfect time for us to come on, do this live stream, walk you through this trade. And now, guys, the point of this live stream is not for us to be like, oh, guys, look how great of a trader that, like, look at Jace, look at this call he made. Although this is a trade that deserves to be praised, he didn't catch the whole move. And that brings me to the main point of this live stream. The main point of this live stream is to not only say, guys, this is, if you're looking to learn how to trade options, I highly suggest you schedule a one-on-one with the Wolf, because he's someone that I go to for option advice. And if you guys value my opinion, I'm telling you, I value his. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, when you are dealing with trader psychology, and I started talking about trader psychology in the beginning of this live stream, so much of this has to do with the mental aspect of trading. And I'm at the point in my career now where it's a lot harder for me to be dead right and not make money than it is for me to be wrong and lose money. It's easier for, and this is how screwed up the human mind is. It's easier for me to accept being wrong and losing money, because if I'm wrong, I deserve to lose money. I should lose money, right? I was wrong. But if I'm right and I still miss the trade and the stock does exactly what I thought it was going to do and I don't profit from it, I feel like I just did a really, really bad job. Like, I was dead right. The stock did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Okay? Did exactly what I thought it was going to do. And that's harder for me to deal with. And sometimes I have to remind myself of my own trader psychology courses, and a way to help you deal with this, a way to help you to get over this and get past this, is to recognize that your job as a trader is not to catch a stock's entire move. Jason's job was not to buy a call option in Roku at 107 and sell it when Roku got to 129. That's not Jason's job. Jason's job is to identify a high probability setup in Roku, figure out how through options he can profit from that price action and execute a trade and profit from the price action, which is exactly what he did. You cannot go about the rest of your trading trying to buy the exact low and sell the exact high. That's how you create very bad habits. That's how you start to buy stocks. That's how you start buying falling knives, because you're trying to buy the dead low. And that's how you start to become greedy and you don't take profits where you're supposed to, because you're so fixated on catching the stock's entire move and you want to try to sell the very top. I'm telling you now, if you try to sell the very top of a move, you are going to be stuck holding the bag, watching a winning trade turn into a losing trade. When you identify profit targets in a trade, you have to stick to those profit targets. You have to say to they're profit targets for a reason. They're profit targets because they're areas of resistance. That's why it's a profit target. It's a potential area of resistance for you. So when the stock gets to those resistance levels, you want to take some profit off the table in case those resistance levels don't break. If you start to become greedy and say, well, last time I traded the Roku option, yeah, I made 120%, but if I held it, I could have made 700%. And if you start to think that way, the next time you're going to be up 120%. You're not going to take any profit. The resistance level is not going to break. The stock's going to pull all the way back in, and you're going to turn what was a 3-figure gain into a losing trade. And if you ever let that happen, shame on you. Shame on you. You will have no one else to blame but yourself. So I always want you to say, you cannot get mad at money you did not make. Do not get mad at that. This is something I also struggle with. My emotions affect me the most when I'm dead right and I don't make the trade. Okay, so this is something that I personally still struggle with 16 years later in my career, and I'm sharing with you guys now things that are in the Trader Psychology course. I'm giving you an inside peek into the Trader Psychology course. This is 5% of what's in the Trader Psychology. Actually, not even. This is less than 5% what's in the Trader Psychology course. The Trader Psychology course is actually 2 parts. There's part 1 and part 2. Okay, it's our biggest section of our courses. And I'm giving you an inside peek into what those Trader Psychology courses look like. You can't be mad about money you didn't make. If Jason came out here and said, okay, I just made 25 grand on this option trade, that's great. I could have made 125 grand. Okay, you can't be mad about the 100 grand because you still have 25 grand more than you had yesterday. And that's a hell of a lot of money to make in one day. So be happy with it. You can't be mad. You also have to think of it this way. Trading is hard enough as it is. It's important as a trader for you to be confident, to not doubt yourself. If you're wrong on a trade and you lose money, you get down on yourself, right? You're like, oh man, I suck. Like, you get down on yourself when you make a losing trade. Now imagine you make a winning trade and you're still down on yourself. When are you ever going to give yourself a pat on the back then? When are you ever going to get a chance to build self-confidence? If you make a good trade, pat yourself on the back. It's important to give yourself self-gratification. You don't have a boss to come in and say, hey, Mike, great job today. Way to go on that report that you did. Hey, thanks for getting me that project done on time. Great job. Thanks for locking in that client. Great job. You don't have a boss that's going to come and tell you you did a good job. So you have to do it. And if you're going to be hard on yourself when you lose and then also be hard on yourself when you win, how are you ever going to expect yourself to become a confident trader? Believe me, there is not a single successful trader on this planet that is not confident in their abilities, that is not second guessing themselves. Because if you second guess yourself, you become trigger shy. If you become trigger shy, you miss opportunities. If you second guess yourself, you're antsy in trades, you exit too soon, and you miss out on opportunity. You cannot second guess yourself. You have to be a confident trader, not an arrogant trader. There's a big difference. That's also covered in the Trader Psychology courses, but confidence is key. So that is why I wanted Jason to tell you guys and share with you this story. Not only to give you an inside look to see how he trades options, but also to give you some insight into trader psychology and explain to you the importance of trader psychology, and to make sure that you guys are aware that if you want the trader psychology courses, which I guarantee will change your trading, as well as all of the other courses that have come along in the TTG curriculum, which are, again, guys, the TTG curriculum, I wrote those courses myself. I took the 3 months of the educational program that I had to sit through working at the hedge fund. 3 months I sat in a classroom. I've taken that, simplified it, and created the courses. You are getting a professional hedge fund education when you join True Trading Group. And if you guys use the coupon code TTG WOLF6, TTG WOLF6 by midnight tonight, you will get a 34% discount on a 1-year membership to True Trading Group. That's all inclusive. There's no upsells ever. You get access to every resource we have available. But if you sign up by midnight tonight with that coupon code TTG WOLF6, you will also get a free one-on-one mentor session with the Wolf himself, where you guys can talk about options. If you're new to options, you want to learn how to start trading them. If you have been trading options for a while and you're looking to take your trading to the next level, guys, I'm telling you that Jason is someone that I go to for option advice. If I'm telling you that, someone at my skill level, at my level of trading, and I'm telling you he's someone that I value his opinion, that means something, because there's not many traders that I go to to discuss and that I go to get their opinions on certain things. And when it comes to options, there's nobody that I think is going to be best suited to help you understand options and to help you trade them the best that you can than the Wolf. So that's why I felt like this live stream made perfect sense and combine these two topics. So again, if you guys want your one-on-one with the Wolf, learn how to trade options, use coupon code TTG WOLF6 by midnight tonight, get a 34% discount. Prices are going up in July. We're adding a ton of new features to the website. So a typical price of a year membership in TTG is $1,665. With the coupon code TTGWolf6, it's only $1,089. Okay, that is going to go up to around $1,200 in July because we're adding a bunch of new features. Those features cost us money from a data service provider, so that's why the membership is going to go up. Okay, so take advantage of this offer now before prices go up. Get the discount, get the full curriculum, get access to the chat, the mobile app, the premium blog, the stock screener, the analyst reports, everything we have available as a resource on TTG. You get access to all of it and get a one-on-one with the Wolf. Okay? So again, that's if you sign up by midnight tonight. Does anybody have any questions for the Wolf or myself with anything that we just discussed?
Well, before you get into that, I want to answer a question that I got that I think is relevant for options. So somebody asked me, well, why didn't you just buy the stock? All right? And this is very simple. And this is why people like options, and this is why people need to understand why you trade options. In order for me to catch that whole move, okay, let's call it $200,000, all right? Nice round number. I would have had to buy $1,160,000 worth of Roku. Okay? Think about that. I would have had to spend 7 figures to make 200 grand, where with the option, all I would have had to spend was all in on the 110 calls and the 123 calls, $60,000.
There you go. That's the power of options, guys. That's the power of options. So what would have been a 1.7?
Like $1,160,000.
So if you bought the stock in order to have the same profit potential as Jason had on the option trade, you would have had to have bought over $1.1 million worth of Roku stock in order to get that same profit potential of 200 grand. Through options trading, because of the leverage that options trading allows you to have access to, he was able to get the exposure to the $200,000 profit potential with just a $60,000 investment into that trade. So you're talking $60,000 versus 1.1 million. Okay, that's the power of options trading. Now listen, guys, options are a fantastic vehicle. They provide you with tremendous profit potential. It's very common. You can see an option in one day move 100, 200, 300%. It's very, 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 very common to see that. But with that extra profit potential comes extra risk. Okay, it comes with that extra profit comes extra risk. Options are more risky than trading stocks, but they also provide you with much higher potential profit. That's why if you guys are interested in trading options, you have to learn how to trade them. Do not just think, oh, well, I think the stock's going to go up, so I'm going to buy a call option. If you don't know how to trade options, options do not just move based on price action like a stock does. There is a time factor in options. The price of an option is going to fluctuate based on the direction of the underlying stock's movement. So like if Roku goes up or down, that's going to affect the option price. But time also affects the option price. If Roku did not move for 1 hour, it went perfectly sideways for 1 hour, and you own the stock, you're not going to lose a single penny because the share price has not moved. But if you own an option and Roku goes sideways for 1 hour, you're going to lose money if you're in a call option or a put option because of the time factor that's calculated and factored into the price of an option. This is why it's so important for you to understand how to trade options before you dip your feet dip your toes in the water, because you can blow your account up very quickly if you don't know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, you could triple, quadruple your account within a matter of weeks. Don't believe me? I don't know if Sean is on this. Sean Miller, if you're on this live stream, bro, comment in chat. I don't know if I saw Sean on here. I always use Sean as an example because Sean started True Trading Group with a $500 account, and within like 3 weeks, it was like $3,600, all because of options. Okay, so that's what I mean by the profit potential is there for trading options, but the risk is also there as well. That's why you have to learn how to trade them before you guys just go and start, throwing shit against the wall, hope it sticks, because in the meantime, you can lose your whole account if you don't know what you're doing. That's why I highly recommend all of you interested in trading options, schedule your one-on-one with the Wolf. It's a free one-on-one. If you guys sign up tonight by midnight, it is a free one-on-one mentor session to talk about options, okay? Take advantage of this, okay? I cannot stress this enough, how important it is for a new trader to learn how to trade options before you start dipping your toes in the water. Use coupon code TTGWolf6, get your one-on-one for free and a 34% discount. Sign up before midnight, okay? Does anybody have any other questions about Roku, about options, about anything in particular? Anybody have any additional questions before we kind of wrap things up? Bryn Lee, absolutely. Bryn Lee says, I have 1,600 now. Can I turn that into 5,000? Absolutely. Absolutely. With options, yes, you can. Like I said, they got Sean Miller is a TGD member. I'm not sure if he's still on the stream. He was here when we first started like 2 hours ago. I'm not sure if he's still here. But he took 500, turned into 3,600 in like 3 weeks. That's the power of options trading. That's the power of, you just heard Jason with a $60,000 position would have netted him over 200 grand. That's insane. Jason, Brindley wants to know, do you think she should be buying Roku calls tomorrow?
No, I don't. But I'm sticking to look, you have, basically, I think it could get to 133, right? But as somebody that's traded Roku a lot, and most of the trading I've done in Roku has been in the 130s. That is an area that moves around a lot, you know? So it's like we caught the best of the move. It's also the last time it made this move when it went from basically the exact same move that it made from like 106 to 133 in a matter of like 4 days. It hit 133 and then it pulled back to 120 the next day. So I'd rather we get confirmation that we're going to level up than try and get FOMO into the move. I think it can happen. I mean, everything that we saw today just kind of confirm that, but still, I would still be cautious with it. It's made a giant move. People are definitely going to take profit. You have to factor that in, because if somebody did buy the stock at $110, and let's say they bought $1 million, making 200 grand in a couple of days, like they're gonna take that, because you know what? I'd be taking it, and smart traders are going to take profit on a move like this.
All right. Muhammad Liani just said, "What should I do with Roku? I own 250 shares."
I always stay active.
Yeah.
In these, because you don't know, especially after big moves, right? So, like, I'll give you an example. The other day, I took profit on Power REIT, PW. Okay, it was one of my swings it was one of my first swing trade alerts in TTG. It's up 300%. As soon as it hit 300%, and I love this stock, and I was like, I've got to take profit on principal. And now my long-term account is separate from my options account. And today somebody was like, hey, should I buy Power REIT? And because I was so focused on Roku, I was like, I wouldn't. I just wait for like 25. And I wasn't even looking at it. And when and I was like, oh, let me take a look. And I was like, holy shit, it's at 24 or something. And I was like, yeah, go for it. And then it moved 5%, But if I didn't stay active, like, I didn't buy it. But I could have easily, and I still can, reload what I sold at 31 and, get $6 of insurance on that trade. And that's what you want to do when you're swinging. Like, I do this same thing on options. Like with this Roku trade, if I would have hit it, once I got over 100%, I would have been taking profit, but then I would have been reloading on dips, with that profit and letting it ride, and then just growing and growing and growing the account. And we do that with options all the time, because the same way when I was in 125s to start today, and how I pulled back and then wanted to get into the 123 strike for less money, you have to play a stock when you're swinging it similarly. And when you do that with options, you can make a move that, let's say you got 40%, and then you pull back and then you reload, and then you get another 20%, and then you keep doing it. You could end up making 100% on the day, and the option's only gone up like 30% just by swinging it, So it's not a linear straight move. It's you actually working instead of just sitting there hoping that it just keeps going up. Like, I stay active on all my options, and that's what allows me to stay in the trade longer and, and make even more money. It's like the same thing as like compounding interest.
Jay, somebody asked, do you use hotkeys to enter your option trades? No, Pablo, he does not use hotkeys to enter his option trades. There's Sean. Wait, Sean Miller's in chat. Sean, I was looking for you, bro. Guys, there's Sean Miller. Sean, I always use you as an example, bro, because I'm so damn proud of you. Guys, so like I was saying, Sean Miller, he's in chat now, so he can tell you guys about it. Sean started with $500. He turned it into 3,600 trading options in like 3 weeks. Okay, and he's still doing his thing. So, like I said, when you guys are trying to figure out, okay, like, because somebody asked before, is $500 enough to get started trading options? Well, Sean Miller can tell you himself, absolutely, that $500 is all you need to get started trading options. And if you learn how to trade options from the get-go, from someone like the Wolf that knows what they're doing, that does this professionally for a living, this is how he earns his living. You guys can very easily double, triple, quadruple your account in a very small period of time, in a very short period of time. But don't forget that potential reward does come with risk. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying just trade options, you're gonna make 1,000%. Like, yes, you can make 1,000%. You can make 5,000%. It's very possible. But with that extra potential profit does come extra risk. That's why I can't stress enough for you guys to get to learn how to trade options before you actually get going. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Sean said the Harvard education of trading is True Trading Group. Sean, thanks, brother. You're the best. You are the best. Ruben, Active Trader Pro is fine. Active Trader Pro is fine. Okay.
Guys, don't get transfixed on hey, I got a small account. All right? Guys, when I opened my first account with Scott Trade, I put $1,500 into it. And as I got more comfortable, I was adding like every 2 weeks a little bit from my paycheck because I had a regular job. And I put like 10 grand into the market over time, over like a 6-month period. And I've been living off of that 10 grand since 2013. So it just takes discipline. And guys, I know people that started with like 5 grand, discovered options and had a knack for it and turned it into like $500,000.
Guys, yeah, guys, literally, Jason is the epitome of what a lot of people who start out trading, what they wish to accomplish. Jason used to have a regular job that literally sent him traveling all over the country, which would mean he wouldn't be with his family, his kids, his wife, the amount of time that he is now. He has since left that job, does not work that regular job anymore, and literally sits at home in his backyard in Florida with Mother Nature and the birds chirping, and trades options all day long in his like robe and Star Wars coffee mug. And that's now what he does every single day, spends time with his wife and kids at home, no more traveling the country, for his regular job. He's home with his family, living his life, not using hotkeys. I think most of his trades were actually done on his phone, which is just mind-boggling to me that he does that.
All of them.
The fact that he trades from his cell phone, that blows my mind, because I trade from like my trade station. Like I have a whole trade station. Jason is in his backyard whenever it's nice out. If it's raining, he's inside. If it's nice out, he's outside in his little lawn chair, the setup in his backyard, and he's trading options from his cell phone. How he does it, I don't know, because I cannot do that. Guys, this is why I'm telling you that this is the person that I go to when I want advice when it comes to trading options. This is why. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, crazy. So that's it, guys. If nobody has any other questions, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream talking about trader psychology, options. And again, guys, if you are interested in learning how to trade options, or you already trade options, you want to take things to the next level, I highly recommend coming from me. This is someone that I get my advice from when it comes to trading options. I highly recommend you guys take the time to talk with him and schedule a one-on-one. Sign up within the next 2 hours. You only have 2 hours left. You sign up by midnight tonight using the coupon code TTGWolf6. TTGWolf6. That's going to get you a 34% discount on a 1-year membership to TTG. In addition, a free one-on-one mentor session with the Wolf himself. So guys, take advantage of this. Don't forget, prices are going up in July. And let's get started trading some options. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you for joining the Wolf and I on this live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Hope you learned something about trader psychology and about options, because this was a great lesson I think everybody can learn from. So what I would like you guys to all do now is smash that like button for me. Show Jason and I how much you guys appreciate the live streams, how much you appreciate the content and the lessons, and us taking the time to do the Q&As. Hit that like button for us. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And then, of course, hit the notification bell to make sure you guys don't miss out on any more of these live streams or educational video lessons that we put out on a daily basis. I love you guys, my YouTube fam. You guys are the best. Jason and I will see you all in chat tomorrow as we look to finish the week out strong. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you guys all later.